So Joe Biden has confirmed that he will be running for re-election in 2024. Jen Psaki has also confirmed this as well. Joe Biden will be running in 2024. He is currently 79 years old. He just had his physical, and the doctor said that he is in incredible health. They didn't mention his mental health, by the way, but anyway, that's besides the point. I'm sure we all understand the state of Biden's mental health by this point in time. Anyway, Biden and his wife Jill were heading to Fort Bragg in North Carolina to attend a Friendsgiving event with U.S. troops there, and Jen Psaki commented on Biden's re-election plans in 2024. And she said, yeah, she has confirmed that Biden does have a desire to run for re-election. Notice the words, he has a desire to run for re-election. So, it's a play of words, kind of. But so far, all signs point to a Biden campaign in 2024 for re-election. Now, of course, he's perhaps the most unpopular president I've seen in my lifetime. His poll rankings are at around, 36%. The only person lower than Joe Biden at this point in time is Vice President Kamala Harris, who's at like 28%. And that's why Joe Biden is running for re-election. At least that's why the Democrats are telling Joe Biden to say that he's going to seek re-election, because they don't have anybody. The plan to put Kamala Harris into the Oval Office in a kind of, bait and switch, get Biden to run, get him into the Oval Office, and then switch in Kamala Harris. Well, that's kind of failed at this point in time because everyone hates Kamala Harris. No one likes her. The most unlikable politician next to Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton is probably more likable than Kamala Harris, but Kamala's getting close. She's going to be at Hillary Clinton level anytime soon. So they don't have anybody at this moment in time for the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Of course, we have 3 years. We're 3 years out from the election, and a lot of stuff can happen up until then. So right now, the only person they have is Biden. There are a lot of people that say it could be that maybe they'll try to trot out Buttigieg or Yellen or God knows who, but they don't have anybody at this point in time. There's not one Democrat that they could possibly run against either Trump or DeSantis, or Trump and DeSantis. Who knows how that configuration is going to work out? Maybe Rand Paul, maybe Trump Rand Paul, or maybe against a Rand Paul. Either way, the Democrats are in big, big trouble. And in the 2022 midterms, all signs point to a massive red tsunami. I mean, a massive red wave. We're looking at the Republicans getting the House and the Senate, but we're a year away from that as well. So who knows? Either way, Biden is throwing his hat into the ring. Possibly. He has a desire to throw his hat into the ring for re-election. Jennifer Rubin of the, is she Washington Post or New York Times? I think she's New York Times. But Jennifer Rubin said that Biden's re-election bid is actually very possible. It's good news for the Democrats, because she says in a tweet that Biden, even if the poll numbers are down, the potential run against a hyper-flawed candidate like Trump may well keep him in the race. Carter ran in 1980 despite approval numbers that had dropped to 28% in 1979. So Jennifer Rubin, who's probably she's not very bright. Let's just leave it there. She's not the brightest journalist out there, if you even want to call her a journalist at this point in time. Activist. I would call her more like a Democrat activist. But she's not very bright in trying to connect Biden to Carter and creating that connection, because we all know how that turned out for Carter in his re-election bid against Reagan. And a lot of people on Twitter, of course, reacted the same way. They tweeted stuff back to Rubin saying, and how did that turn out for him when referencing Carter? They also said that Carter was destroyed. Another person put out a map of those elections in 1980. And you can just see the map right there. You want to talk about a red tsunami. I mean, my God, even California was red. Virginia, red. North Carolina, Pennsylvania. I mean, the whole thing, red. The only two states that were blue when Carter ran for re-election are Georgia, West Virginia, and Minnesota. Interesting. Those were the only blue states. Hawaii as well. That was it. Carter got 49 electoral votes to Reagan's 489. So yeah, Jennifer Rubin, definitely compare Biden to Carter. I would say that Biden is worse than Carter. At least the guy had integrity. At least he seems like he was a good guy. He is a good guy. I mean, Biden is just not even that. Anyway, a lot of people pulled out a map to reply to Jennifer Rubin's tweet. I mean, she's a journalist. She didn't know that Carter got slaughtered in his re-election bid. How dumb do you have to be? Another person said, yes, Carter did. How did that turn out? How did 1980 work out for Carter? These people are begging for Trump to run. Are we not clear here on what happened to Jimmy Carter in 1980? Definitely want to aspire to 1980 election numbers. And it was one of the biggest blowouts in presidential election history. Yeah, so I think that Rubin should have rethought her tweet before she threw it out there. But I mean, it's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, that's for sure. But going on how the media protects Biden, here's a cool little story, a cool little development. So Biden gave a press conference the other day in his the studio, the sound stage, whatever they call it, across from the White House. The studio that they built for Biden and the media. To keep the theatrics of all of this moving along. So Biden gave a live stream speech about the state of the economy, and he threw out all the talking points that his scriptwriters gave to him. Inflation is good, the economy is great. Don't worry, everybody. America is stronger than ever, and it's stronger because I am President Joe Biden. I am here, and I'm telling you that inflation is a good thing. And we're going to transition away from energy, and we're going to go totally green, and that's also good. And I'm going to close down every pipeline and every gas and energy company, and I'm going to beg OPEC to import gas and oil to the United States, and that's a good thing as well, because not being energy independent is a good thing. Anyway, so he threw out all of this, all of these lies and talking points that we could expect from Biden, and at the end of the stream. The White House has done a very interesting thing. They've put on elevator music in order to drown out the questions from the press as he walks off. Let me play it so you guys can listen. It's very, very clever technique. Usually when Biden's done giving his press conferences, reading the script as he's doing these press conferences, the media will jump out and they'll ask some questions, and Biden kind of, walks to behind the set, behind the stage, and he kind of disappears. And it's kind of left bad optics. It doesn't look too good as the media is asking questions and Biden just kind of, stumbles off into the background. And as you're watching the live stream, you're kind of like, what the F? Why doesn't he take any questions? What's wrong with this guy? So they figured out a way to fix that. So now as he exits stage left, and he leaves this constructed theater that they've built across from the White House, they play elevator music. Check it out.
Long efforts, and I thank the families. Thank you all.
What do you say about inflation? Was your decision influenced by inflation?
Town Hall actually spotted this, and it's a good find from Town Hall. Very, very, very clever little trick that they're playing there as you're watching the live stream, to put that elevator music to hope that you drown out the reporter shouting. And the funny thing is that the reporters are going to throw him softball questions. It's not like if Biden answers some questions after this press conference and this live stream that he's going to get difficult questions. I mean, all the stuff is scripted out, but it just shows you that the Biden press department, his media department, they've reached a point where they don't even trust him to answer scripted questions at the end of these events. Not only that, they have to cover his tracks by playing elevator music as he's leaving, maybe to make the live stream a little more user-friendly for the people that are tuning in. I mean, for God's sakes, they've taken away the dislike button as well. How much more help do you have to give this guy? Anyway, he got 81 million votes in 2020. So I imagine 2024, he'll get what? 121 million votes? And he can just stay in the White House basement the whole time. Or maybe he can do his campaign speeches from this theater that was constructed across from the White House. Maybe 151 million votes. Why not? Anyway, that's the video, guys. TheDuran.locals.com. Take care.